Hello and welcome to Little Paxton Garden Railway. So for me, the season starts in March. As the clocks go forward, then the covers come off. Then charge up the batteries. I can charge up 4 at a time, and to check how much power each battery has, I have a voltage checker. It can be used for any size of batteries, very useful that. Also, start charging the locomotives up. I'll also be going through all the trucks and looking for any damage that there might be. There's my breakdown crane and another locomotive, Thomas, and of course the coaches. As you can see, the track's nice and clean here, but we look right to see the results of a storm we had yesterday. So I'm using a vacuum machine to suck up all the little storm debris. Normally I'd use a blower, but these tiny objects have gotten into the track and are hard to get out. Next is the removal of the tunnel fronts. They are there to deter any cats or squirrels that might wish to visit the inside layout. Then I bring out a bridge. This is kept inside for protection. Then there's 2 platforms to come out. First is this one with a station on it. So I'll just place that in its position. That's platform number 1. Then platform number 2, just get it squared up. Also a little halt that I'm just putting on here. This is for the 3rd rail, the inner one, and that's used by Victoria. She's a rail car. As you can see, there's a gap here. This is so we can get into the garden and use it as a garden. But on running days, we place this red bridge. We just line it up, and we slide over some little fish plates. This keeps everything in line and helps for a smooth running. Here's one of the fish plates. We just push it, slide it over, and it locks it all in place. Smashing. And lastly, a church diorama. The products that I used was mainly cereal packets using the cardboard. I glued 10 layers to make it nice and firm, and then I add the grass. And the product that I use is this one, and then cut the shape out for the diorama, add some figures and slide it into the church. I've been asked how do I construct my buildings, and as I have just finished a small hut, I thought I'd show how I made it. This is the space I wanted to fill. Cereal packets again was my main material. I drew lines to help keep the straight level. The bricks were again cardboard, 2 by 4mm. The roof was marked out to represent a slate roof. Lines first, then tile width of 2mm. I used acrylic red paint to paint the building, completely covered it, walls and all, then allowed it to dry overnight. Then I used a B&Q tester pot of paint, completely painting over the red, then wiping it away to reveal a distressed look. Next I give the building a watered down black wash, again to produce the look I wanted, a well used building. This is the said building in its place. It represents a turntable control room. Also new for 2023 is an add-on really. I had a space and didn't know how to fill it, and I found a crane in a box and made a little short platform like an unloading bay. What I've done, I've designed a shunting game. And what you do is you have a pack of cards and the pictures are of all the trucks. And what you do is you shuffle them up as my friend Seb here is doing, put them in an order, but then the trucks that you've got as laid out here, you've got to get them in the same order as what you've dealt yourself. It can be quite taxing. It's good fun, and you have to spread all the trucks out all over the place so you can shuffle them and get them in the right order. Here we're just moving a tanker out the way, and of course sometimes you need more than one loco, and here's Thomas helping out and the controller making sure that he isn't naughty today. As you can see on the outside platforms, to get from one side to the other you have to go on an underpass, and so I thought I'd make myself a footbridge. So I'll show you how I made it. First I found some hardboard, worked out the width of what I wanted the steps to be, and cut some strips, and then cut them into squares, and then stacked them all up so I could see how high they were to go, and then put some spare wood on the sides just to give me a shape, because then I'll be cladding it with some cardboard. Back outside now. This is just a height check, just to make sure that I'm high enough for the locos to pass underneath. Here we are with one of the steps. As you can see, don't throw any little bits of wood away. I'm packing it in like this, it gives it a bit more weight and it's making it more solid. Filling in the little gaps where the steps are, all done there, just needs a quick rub down, and then I shall be adding some cardboard to it, and that's what we'll be showing you next. As usual, I shall be using cereal packets, and then I shall make a little grid. What I'm doing here is making the sides that will be stuck on. Again, I shall be using 10 layers of this cardboard, just making sure that it's 2 inches is a figure, so the figure can just about see over the top, and then I'll measure it and keep it a 2-inch gradient all the way down. As you can see, the first piece is stuck on the side, cut it away, and that's the first layer that you'll see, and I shall be adding 9 more, so there'll be 10 layers on the sides to make it nice and hard and solid. Right, to show you what I'm up to, I use wood glue, put it on the sides here. This has got number 5, and that's layer number 6. I put the numbers on so I know how many I've got on there, 10 being what I'm aiming for. And this one's got 5 on it, and as you can see the shape is coming along nicely and it's getting quite solid. Once I put the cardboard on, I put these clamps on. It stops any movement and it stops the buckling and bowing. This is the walkway across the tracks. I'm applying the sides with super glue just to speed things up really. This shot is just to show you the progress that I'm making on the model. The walkway is now all done, so I should be adding these little strips to the sides. The vertical and horizontal strips are now being put on, so now I'm just putting a line for a guide for my angle strips. What I'm doing here is marking where the smoke deflectors on the footbridge should be. As I've got 4 lanes, I need to get them more or less in line. Right, we're nearly finished. The steps are done. I painted it grey, and here I'm just giving it a wash of black. I've painted the walkway yellow using another B&Q tester pot. And what I'll do is the top will be green and also all these little strips here. I shall be using acrylic paint for that. It's a nice shade of green, and we're nearly there. All done and in place, and as my son said, a nice addition to the layout. Here's a quick photo shoot showing you different angles, and I'm really pleased with it. Well, that's everything complete. Here's Seb, the visitor of the day, enjoying running the trains, and maybe we'll see you at one of the open days.
Is that good?
Yeah, fantastic.
It's really good. Look over. That's about 100 miles an hour. It should be going
Well,
the same speed.
we've had a good run out today, so we'll say toodaloo. Bye.